guys, Mike here. It's Friday, and instead of the brew news today, we have some other news. We have a Brewfest happening in Rye on July 26th, and it is part of the Piscataqua Maritime Commission. It's called the Tall Sips Brewfest, and I have Chad Chadwick, who's the chairman of the Piscataqua Maritime Commission, and I have Laurie Mantegari, who's an event planner, and she's involved in getting that Brewfest together. So, Chad and Laurie, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing
great. Thanks for asking.
Doing good, yeah. So thanks for joining me. It's really early in the morning, I guess, to do it like 7 a.m. and they're up. Everybody has their coffee, so we're all set. But I just wanted to get into it. Maybe, Chad, I can start off with you, and maybe you can tell us what the Piscataqua Maritime Commission is and what they're trying to do.
Yeah, well, about 30 years ago, and I'll reel the clock back a little bit, Portsmouth and the surrounding areas of Portsmouth was really a Navy town that became both internally and externally. And there was about 6 entrepreneurs that decided to change that around, and they did by first creating what was first bringing the Salmon Boulevard from Columbia up here to have a river fest. That changed the entire complex of Portsmouth. Subsequently, 30 years later, we've now been doing this, bringing tall ships in. And about 10 to 15 years ago, there was a program called the Sea Challenge, which started off by taking 10 kids, underprivileged, at-risk kids, out to sea for 7 days to teach them about, things like seamanship and, how to be a team, how to be a leader, find out what you can and cannot do. Well, subsequently from there, we have marshaled this thing from one boat to now to 50 kids going to sea, where they take them out of the environment they're in. They put them in an environment where it's them. There's no electronic phones. There's no personal data. They're out looking at each other. They're learning about the sea as an environment. The boat as an environment. They're learning how to work with their hands, to take complex problems and make easy solutions. They're learning about teamwork, what it leads to be a leader. And what happens is there is a metamorphosis of these young people that come off a boat to say, before I went on this boat, there was a lot of things that I was in doubt of. But now when I come off this boat, there's a lot of things I can do, and I've got the confidence to do them. Part of the Piscataqua Maritime Commission's role is to preserve the historical aspects of the river basin, basically all the way up the river, Rochester, Dover, all these places like that, the surrounding areas, Kittery, because of the rich maritime history. And we do that each year by this event. When we raise money from the event, we're an all-volunteer organization. We take that money that we've raised for this event by bringing a tall ship or tall ships in, day sails, which we have out of New Hampshire, and that money all goes in to provide the scholarships for the Sea Challenge kids. So these kids who can't afford to put any money down, we give them a scholarship. We work with a lot of nonprofits, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Chase House, and Laurie can tell you a lot about how we work with other nonprofits. But basically, in a real short speech, that's what we do. And people will say to me, Chad, how come you do all this stuff? And I say I get 51 reasons, but there are a lot to see, and I don't know all their names yet. But you'll get to meet it when the ships come in. So that's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's great. And I like the idea of taking the phones away from them.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. I have 3 girls. All they do is stare at their phones. I'm like, put the phones down. All right, put all your phones down. We're going for a walk. Yeah. And I take them out.
The phones, believe it or not, what happens is they all gather on the pier, and they all stand in a circle. And the first thing the captain says, he brings a big bag out, and he says, everybody with personal devices, please hold them up. And everybody holds their phones up. He said, now, everybody turn them off, put them in a bag. And you should see the look on these kids' faces.
That's so awesome.
Then they go around and they say to these kids, and they're all in a circle, and the parents are on the outside of the circle, and they say, "What is your name?" And a lot of times the head goes down, and you get this mumble, and he goes to the next kid, the next kid, the next kid, and then he says, "Okay, we're going to do this again because I want you to put your hands up and look at all these people. What is your name?" And then head comes up, voice comes up, and they're looking around, and now they're more comfortable. He says, "Okay, now everybody turn around, find your parents, wave at them, and say goodbye." And then the parents leave. And then they go to the circle one more time, and then all of a sudden these kids come alive. And then they get them on the boat, and they tell them what they're going to do, what's going to happen, all these different things. So, these kids now it's this is not just get on the boat, we're going to go for a pleasure cruise. These people are learning a lot of things. They're learning seamanship. They're learning the aspects of what a seaman does, what it takes to have a crew to run a boat. And so these things are a lot of things are not in today's culture that individually everybody does their own thing, but it's the first time a lot of times they're all working together as a team. So we think that's a big plus.
Oh, yeah, just having responsibility to do something, get off their phone and then get responsible and have, work as a team, right? You're on a ship, and if someone doesn't do their duty or job, then, something doesn't happen, and that affects everybody.
And I told you before, we had one little girl a couple of years ago. She, if there was a place that she could hang or she had earrings and I don't know what else, but green hair, and she was scared to death that the whales were going to eat her.
Oh, my God. And
it took two of our elderly members with her mother, got her on the boat, and we told the captain, it says, this girl's been crying all night, and so forth and so on. You need to keep an eye on her. Well, out they go to sea. She's waving, crying, and all this stuff. 7 days later, we're coming back, and who do we see in the bow of the ship with a grin about the size of Texas? And I said to the captain, "How did she do?" He said, "This girl started out at the bottom of the pile, wouldn't do anything, and now all the kids on the ship look to her as a leader." Now, you know where she went to school? She wound up at Mass Maritime about 5 years ago.
Wow.
So that ought to tell you. But that's just one of the stories I can tell you. But that's what we're looking for and what we're trying to help these kids do.
Wow. Just get them right in the right direction. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing and makes my heart sing. And I think that's a lead into why events such as the Brewfest and other events that your group organizes are so important, because the funds that are raised at these events are what makes it possible for all of these young people to have this opportunity and to learn things. And it makes our community a better place because we are mentoring our young people to go out and give their all and, tap into their potential and what they can aspire to be.
Yeah. Well, I give you an example. There's one of our donors. He owns a couple of businesses here in Portsmouth, and he, about 10 years ago, was a Sea Challenge cadet. And I won't mention his name, but he owns a couple of big businesses here in Portsmouth, and he's a very big contributor. And if you get him privately and ask him what helped turn his life around, that the Sea Challenge was part of it.
Mm.
That's awesome. That's great. It's a great thing just to take kids and
but when we do these events, like Laurie said, we raise the money. We're also becoming part of the fabric of the community. We want to, it's one of those gift forwards. We bring a lot of World War II veterans in. We bring the free of charge into these events. We let them, go through the event. If it's not the Eagle, it'll be some other ship. We're bringing people from nursing homes so they can see these ships. It's all free. First responders are free, and then we give money. Last year we gave money to the Peas Greeters. We give money to different charities that, not only do we try to give forward, we don't give them a lot, but we give them, we push forward to try to get out in the community and give something back to the community that they've given to us. So that's part of what we do too.
Well, that's great, and that's what we promote on this podcast. The Craft Beer Storm is local, and supporting local and community, and using local ingredients, and just I think this is part of it as well. Bringing the community together, and also helping children in the community. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you do it through beer, and we'll be there too. But maybe Laurie, you can talk about the Tall Sips Brewfest and how that's coming along. It's coming up quickly. It's like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah. So, first of all, Chad, thanks for giving me this opportunity. Super excited to be part of this event this year. It's the first annual Brew Fest that the group is putting together and organizing, and I'm helping them with pieces of the event. We've brought together a lot of great vendors and brewers in the area to make this happen. Tickets are only $35. That's a really great ticket price. It's a family-driven event. It will be at the Seacoast Science Center on Friday, July 26th. So come out with your families. It's going to be a great time. There'll be lawn games. There's going to be great food. Great Circle Catering food truck will be there. They have really, really great food. They do a lot of the food for Port City Air at the airport. They help with a lot of different things in the area. They're very community-driven also. So they'll be there. Food will be separate than the ticket, just to let you know. So, but the wonderful thing, Great Circle Catering is going to give a portion of proceeds back to the organization to help with the Sea Challenge. So these organizations have done a really great job to help out also. We're also going to have Kona Ice there, which everybody loves, that type of dessert. And then we also have Memories Ice Cream. They're really fabulous. They've been voted top for their ice cream is phenomenal. They're out of Kingston, New Hampshire, and they do ice cream catering, and so they're going to be there. We also have Stone Oven Catering Pizza, really, really great fresh pizza right there. He makes it right there on site. Tim Wolf owns that, and he's fabulous to work with, and his pizza's great, and everybody always loves it. He's always a crowd pleaser. So there's going to be great things like that. And then, of course, we've got quite a few brewers that are on the list to help us out, and so that's a really big piece there because it is a brew fest. You'll have the opportunity to go around to the different brewers. We do have a tent up there, so they will be set up under the tent. It's just going to be a really great time.
Yeah, it sounds great. And we'll be pouring there as well, Beara Brewing Company. So everybody should come on down. But also you're involved with the Big Brothers and Big Sisters, Laurie.
I am.
Yeah.
So Big Brothers, Big Sisters, as Chad was mentioning about, it's all about mentoring the young in our community. I really feel strong about that because they're going to be our leaders one day, right? So
yeah,
to help and mentor them from the time that they're young is really important. I'm not from this area originally. I'm from the Berkshires in Western Mass, and that was the first taste I ever was brought into Big Brothers Big Sisters. I had the opportunity to help out when I was young, in my early 20s, to volunteer with the program, and then saw what it was doing and helping these young children, and I actually became a big. And I liked it so much, and then that big grew up, and I had another one, and then I was in Boston. I went to Regis College in Weston, Mass, and I met my husband, and he was from New Hampshire, and I ended up this way, and I said, Big Brothers Big Sisters is really important to me. So wherever I've lived, I've always found the program Big Brothers Big Sisters because I feel strongly that it's a really great program and helps others. One of the things that I love about the Seacoast community is that all the different nonprofits come together. And so I jumped in here with Big Brothers Big Sisters. My husband and I actually became a big together. We had a little together. A lot of people don't, I think, realize that you can do that. And so he jumped on board and he saw everything that it was doing and helping also. And one of my things always over the years has been, how do you get other nonprofits to all work together? And when Chad came to me and explained what they were doing for the Sea Challenge, and as soon as he said Big Brothers Big Sisters, I was totally in and said, oh my gosh, I know what it's doing for that program. I talked to Big Brothers Big Sisters, and they're super, super excited about this opportunity because this year there are several of the 50 young people that are going out for this week of camp to learn all of these wonderful pieces that they're going to learn are actually littles in the Big Brother Big Sister program. And it means so much to them, and they're super excited. And these are things that these young people would never, ever have had the opportunity to be part of. And again, one of the great things about it is that our community is just so supportive and so amazing. And a lot of the people that are part of this organization also are either on the board or they volunteer with Big Brothers Big Sisters or the Chase Home or these other organizations. And for them all to come together to make this happen for these youth in our community really says a lot. And so come on out for this event on the 26th because it's for a great cause. And some of these other people are doing so much. They're volunteering their time. They're giving their service. They're giving their products. They're all making this happen so that these young people can have this opportunity and really thrive and flourish with something that it could take them in so many different roads, and that's really key. And again, these young people will be our leaders one day, and so that's something we have to keep in mind, and they all deserve an opportunity. Some of us are more fortunate than others, and these young people that are underprivileged that don't have that, this is a great opportunity for them, and we just have to keep raising the funds for that.
It all sounds great, yeah. I mean, having kids on ships and teaching them some skills and responsibility, and then you have the Big Brothers and Big Sisters where you take kids who don't have maybe a father or mother, or and just kind of guiding them along and promoting them. I mean, it's all good stuff, great stuff, community stuff, which is what we like. So so if people want to go to the Brewfest, I mean, where do they go to get tickets?
They can go to our website at sailportsmouthnh.org, and it'll be or then go to that website and it'll direct them to the tickets, and they'll get their tickets, and that's the easiest way to do it. Right,
get it online, and then you also have a Facebook page.
And if people want to donate, if they don't want to go, or for some reason, but they would like to donate, there's a donate button on that on the website to donate. For if they want to donate, they can say donate some money to Sea Challenge or future Sea Challenge kids. And I want to tell you that Laurie's done a great job for all of us. We're all volunteers, and it's really heartening to see how much Portsmouth opens its arms to people, even in this day when people are talking negative about everything. But Portsmouth always has opened its arms to the underprivileged, and they continue to do so. And that's why it's so important to work together, like Laurie said, with other nonprofits to make sure. Because I will tell you, for every one or two kids that we get, there are 5 or 6 that are out there you don't know about. And they're the ones that we've got to reach out to be able to touch. So if somebody's got wants to donate a lot of money, or just come up to the website and leave us a note, and we'll make sure that money is put to good use, whether it's at Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Chase House, or any place. But it's again, there's a lot of need out there, and there's a lot of kids out there that are in need of some kind of guidance, and Big Brothers Big Sisters is a big part of furnishing that to the seacoast. So if we can all work together, we're never going to solve the problem, but certainly we put a large dent in it.
Yes.
You agree with that,
Great.
Laurie, or just kind of?
I so agree with that. You know what? One of my favorite poems ever is the Make a Difference poem, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, which oddly enough has to do with the sea, right? So the fish, the starfish, the old man's walking along the end of the ocean, and he picks up a starfish and he throws it into the ocean, and little boy comes along and says, you're going to be doing that all day. What are you doing that for? And he picks up another one and he throws it back in the ocean. He says, made a difference to that one. So every bit we can do, any time that we can give, any love that we can give from this community, you never know that one child, young person, it could even be an older person, the person that's out teaching these children or helping this young community with something, it can touch their heart. It touches mine. Every time I see the littles that are part of the Big Brothers Big Sisters, their faces light up, or I hear the stories from friends of mine that are part of Chase Home and are on that board or part of those fundraisers or any of that. Whenever I see that, I see how the adults light up, just knowing what they did and what they gave back. So it not only does something for the youth, it does something for the people that are the leaders. It's helping the leaders also, and it makes our community better that much more. And I have lived in different areas, as many of us have. This community is pretty amazing. The way people come together and what they do is so phenomenal. And the thing about that is it makes all of us better people in our community. It's a better place for all of us to work and live.
Yeah. And one thing is, Michael, is that to all your listeners, it all starts with you. You need to come, and you need to come to the Beer Fest, or you need to come to Sail Portsmouth to help make a difference. And the more of you that show up, the more of the kids we can help. So that's my appeal to all of you.
Yeah, we'll get all these links up there on the podcast, on the show notes, and if people are not in the area, they can donate. They can just donate some money to the organization and the cause, because it's a great cause, helping kids.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, we also have sponsorship opportunities. So if anybody's interested in a sponsor opportunity, you can certainly reach out to us. You can go right to Sail Portsmouth website. There's a contact page. You can certainly reach out to that, and we will get back to you right away. But there are options for sponsorships, and any amount is welcome, and no amount is too little. We really, honestly, any little bit can help. So.
Yeah, it's great. I see the website here. You have a lot of opportunities to donate. So, all right. Well, Chad and Laurie, I appreciate your time today. I think it's an awesome organization. I'm looking forward to the event. I'm looking forward to the food. You made me hungry with all the people that are going to be there. So, and all the good beer that's going to be there too. So, I encourage everybody to go and click on the links and get your tickets. And I hope to see you all at the Tall Sips Brewfest, and that's on July 26th from 5 to 9 p.m., and it's the Seacoast Science Center in Rye. Rye's so beautiful. It's just a beautiful place, and that area right there is fantastic. So it's just a great event, great time. All right, guys, I appreciate you being on the podcast, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.